and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. I'm your host. So excited to be with you. Neil Johnson, that's my name. That's right, I almost forgot. I saw a question. GA Bunny, you are off by an hour. Yes, you're in the wrong time zone. I'm in Central Standard Time. So anyways, I got some great news for you, folks. A couple of shock polls. I've also got something out of California that you're going to love, and a great story of unity within the GOP and actually our saving grace amongst some candidates who are both very, very good. Wanted to mention, too, quickly, my sponsor, Midas Gold. That's MidasGoldGroup.com. You can go check them out there or call them at 480-360-3000. You can also text Lumberjack to 232-425. Get yourself some real money, folks. So this is a American Silver Eagle. You can buy them stacked up in containers right from the mint. So this is certified bullion. You can also get your basic rounds. You can get Canadian maple leaves, all that stuff, and get yourself some real money. Okay, you do what you want to, but I've been happy with mine. So good to see y'all on. I'll welcome a few of you in here. Boda Bob, yeah, good to see you on. Josh Oliver, good to see you on. Neil, oh, that's good. Another Neil. Spell it wrong, but that's all right. I know that Sky. Yo, L Jack, thanks so much for chiming in. I got Pennsylvania. I've got Minnesota and Wisconsin. I got Missouri. I think we might get every state represented on this stream. Do me a favor. Do smash that like. Do chat in with where you're from. Good to see you all on. But want to get right into this news here really quickly. Did want to mention, too, it's veteran owners, not commissioned salespeople at Midas Gold Group, MidasGoldGroup.com again. So check this out, people. I've got some, I'm going to start with this. I'm going to start with a funny story just to build the stream. And then I'm going to get into some really shocking poll numbers that just came out. But let's start with this. Gavin Newsom, this out of the Gateway Pundit, asked social media users to help design a new California coin, and it blows up in his face, people. Epic fashion, it blew up in his face. I saw a super chat I want to get to as well really quickly, but let's see what we got here. It's from JP. Rumor has it Fanny was found face down wading in a koi pond. I wouldn't doubt it. That would be unfortunate for her, but it seems... By the way, people, did you guys all see some of the video from the Fani Willis party? I did a video earlier today on Fani Willis. She skipped the debate. She like didn't even show up. The guy got to debate an empty podium, which is like, if you're trying to debate someone, you just basically have a 1-hour campaign speech. I mean, she didn't even show up. Good to see Idaho on the stream. But that took place. I released that video this morning. But Gavin Newsom, here's what happened. He's got... calling all members of the Tortured Coin Designers Department. California is getting its own $1 coin to honor innovation, slated to be issued in 2026, and we need your help. So people sent coins, and they had pictures of tent cities on the coins. This is how they responded to him on X. They also had the state of California with a wrecked van, and then U-Hauls moving out of California for the California coin. These are the things that we were seeing. Or gas prices at record highs. The refuse in the streets of California. All of this. So he decides, hey, I'm going to get the citizens to help me design a coin. And they came back with truth-telling coins. Liberals don't understand how to do social media. I mean, I would think they're lawyers. So they, all these liberals are like lawyers, right? And so you would think they would understand, don't ask a question that you don't know the answer to. But that's what's going on there. And now I want to get into this because I'm really excited. Well, actually here, I'm going to skip ahead. I'm going to get to these poll numbers because they're just wild. But listen to this on Just the News. And some of you, I'm sure, saw this, but Trump meets with DeSantis, okay? And it says, in the headline, it says, in an effort to tap into the former rival's donor base, President Biden and his Democratic Party allies have brought in roughly $100 million more in cash than Trump and his groups. I want you to remember, as you hear these numbers, that go back to 2016, Trump ran on a shoestring budget. Hillary had all the money in the world, and guess who won that election in 2016? But this meeting, I didn't like the headline. This out of Just the News, which I like. But it turns out DeSantis requested that meeting. So listen to this. Presumptive GOP presidential nominee Donald Trump and GOP Florida Governor Ron DeSantis reportedly met privately on Sunday in a purported effort by Trump to tap into his former presidential primary rival donors base. The Washington Post reported the meeting Monday based on unnamed sources familiar with the matter and said it was held in Miami. DeSantis was supposed to be Trump's strongest primary challenger, but his campaign failed to catch fire. Trump and his related fundraising groups trail President Biden and his allies in collecting money for the general election. Now, I want to note, too, that DeSantis is really being a team player in this. So for all the DeSantis haters out there, I've never been a big dogger on DeSantis. I've always liked his policies down in Florida. And now all this unity problem will be solved. Don't go kid yourself. Trump is the great uniter in the end. These primary battles are tough. They're hard fought. There's a lot of stuff that flies around. But at the end of the day, Ron DeSantis is going to come together with President Trump. They're going to raise money together. They're going to do what's right for the country. I mean, even Bill Barr is willing to do that. He's not willing to support the Democrats. He's not some sort of Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger type of Republican. Those are the worst of the worst. But most of these people realize at the end of the day that Joe Biden's policies are absolutely hilarious. Okay, or not hilarious, but absolutely appalling. So, anyways, I just wanted to get that news out because that's great news to see those two coming together. But listen to these polls, and this is so funny because on the last 2 days we've had Harvard Harris, Rasmussen, CNN, and CBS all come out with polling that is just abysmal for Joe Biden. His disapproval rating is climbing, okay? CNN has 60% of voters disapproving of Biden right now, and that's in a CNN poll. But listen to these numbers. Largest lead ever in the general election in a CNN poll, Trump 49, Biden 43. That's from CNN. If you add the other candidates into the mix, meaning Kennedy, Cornel West, and then Stein, we now have Trump 42, Biden 33. That's Trump plus 9. Trump plus 9. These are the biggest leads ever. And this is in spite of all the lawfare that is going against Donald Trump right now, people. They have thrown the entire kitchen sink at the guy. They've thrown the bathroom plumbing. They've thrown the shingles in the mix, man. They're throwing everything at Donald Trump, and all it's doing is causing Donald Trump's poll numbers to rise. They can't get him here, then they try to get him there. They can't get him there, then they try to get him here, and so on. And they're just, oh my gosh, it's wild. But Trump plus 6 nationally, that's huge. Now listen to this. In the Harvard Harris poll, this is one, even though it only has Trump plus 4, it has Trump over 50%. It has Trump at 52. That's in the national general election. The new coin has donkeys on both sides. This is from JP. The way lefties like it to be, so weary if lefty wants to settle a dispute with a coin flip from California. There you go. Here, I'm trying to hit the heart on that for you. Let me just try it again. Bam. Oh, there we go. All right. Thanks so much for those super chats. Means a lot. You guys are great. Thank you. And then if you add the other people in the mix, it goes Trump plus 7. Again, it's just constantly, everybody had this thought early on that Kennedy was going to steal votes away from Trump. And although that's true to a certain extent, it's not true to the major extent because Trump continues to go up when Kennedy is injected. Becky, thanks so much for that super sticker, that #1 super sticker. Thank you. That's $19.99. That's big. Thanks. Yeah, when you look at this, every time Kennedy is added into the mix, Trump goes up in the poll numbers, not down, okay? I mean, his lead goes up, I should say. His numbers do go down a little bit because some of the people, and this is kind of an interesting dynamic. Kennedy does pull a few votes away from Trump, for sure, okay? But he's actually pulling more away from Biden when you look at these internals. And there is a contingent of people who are anti-government and anti-jab who are supportive of Kennedy. Now, Kennedy was actually pro-lockdown. I just want to throw that out there for those of you who don't know Kennedy's history on that. He was pro-lockdown. Now, he wasn't pro-jab, and he's got a big, antithesis to some of the government control, but he's not who I would vote for. He's anti-Second Amendment and so on, but President Biden's job approval is going down. He's on two different reports here. He's plus 18 on disapproval. I still don't even understand how those numbers are that high. Maybe some people just sympathize with the guy, I guess. Tough job, all that kind of stuff. But the wrong track, 64% of Americans believe the country is on the wrong track, and only 30% believe it's going in the right direction. That's that 20 to 30% that is never going to change, okay? So just don't expect them to. Again, please smash that like if you just joined this stream. Good to see 1,683 of you fine patriots on. But these poll numbers are absolutely shocking for the Democrats. Again, the best in President Trump's tenure. They just continue to go up. And I want to show you, this is the front page of CNN today. This is their headlines. I'm going to just roll this up. And you will notice that they make no mention of the polls anywhere on there, even though they commission these polls, okay? It's nowhere on there. In fact, the headlines that they have to cover are, about Colombia and how really it's not as bad as you think you're seeing here with all these Hamas protests. Many students protesting the Israel-Hamas war seem prepared to accept the consequences. Columbia student protesters are demanding divestment. Here's what the university has divested from in the past. Jewish students sues Columbia, alleging it's failing to provide a safe environment. That is the only pro-Israel headline they have on there. Hamas presented with extraordinary generous ceasefire proposals, Blinken says. So, they're still trying to broker that ceasefire. The problem is that they have a bunch of radicals over there who don't want it. Cook, Minnesota on the stream. Good to see you, John Fisher. By the way, folks, I went out to an event last night. It was a deal for a ministry out of Cloquet, Minnesota. And I got to meet one of my listeners. So I meet you guys out in public sometimes, like gun fairs and ministry events and things. So it's always good to meet you. So that's great. Sorry, I just had a text come through. But this is what's going on, and you will consistently see that things are not going right for the left. There are things that are not going our way too, folks. Peter Navarro got, just so you understand, he asked for a stay on his jail sentence. The Supreme Court denied that while he's appealing his conviction. That's ridiculous. Supreme Court denied Peter Navarro's bid to be freed from prison while appealing conviction. Peter Navarro is seems like a stand-up guy from everything I've seen. So that stinks. We have Palestinian protesters taking down American flags, raising Palestinian flags at universities, and the universities just allow it to go on. It's ridiculous. So there are things that are going wrong. But again, so much of this is narrative, people, and the narrative war, we're winning it because what you see consistently is that they've just pushed it too far and nobody buys their crap anymore. We're really at that point. People are not buying mainstream media narrative. Trust in the media is at an all-time low, and that's a big win. It's sad. At the same time, it's a big win because the media is that bad. They deserve what they're getting. So it's a win. But the real sad reality is it's not a win because we should have a decent media in the country. Am I making sense? That sounds a little convoluted, but I want a good media that holds people accountable. That's what I want in this country. I don't want us distrusting the media. I want a media we can trust. So hopefully I'm making sense to you. It's not that I trust the current media. I just want a media that we can trust. And that would be the ultimate win that we don't have right now. There was a gal who gave a speech over in Hungary, Eva Vladigerbrok, anyways, over in Hungary, talking about how the Great Replacement theory isn't a theory anymore, folks. It's taking place right there in Europe, all over Europe right now. And it's taking place here in the United States too. And I honestly, I would love to hear your guys' comments as an audience. It's weird to me that the people who are these elites who want to see this happen, who are allowing the importing of all of this, what is their, they are European. So what are they left with when everything goes to pot? Honestly, I get the fact that they need the division, and then they profit off arbitrage, right? But I don't understand, once they profit off that arbitrage and that's occurred, what happens then? What do they have to gain power and control over? You know what I mean? I understand all the power and money. I get all that, folks. I mean, I understand because they play the game of arbitrage. That's what George Soros did. That's how he made his first billion, out bankrupting the Bank of England. Okay? But when all they have is these immigrants who hate them, where do they go from there? Where do they go from there? Because their military will be eviscerated. The only people that will be left are the people who hate them. All of it. I just, it's wild. Do they somehow think that they're going to live in their sheltered bunkers and make it through the deal, and just their friends and them are going to make it through when they, they can't nuke the planet, because then, so like long term, their game plan doesn't make sense. Do you guys, am I making sense to you? Like, if you map it out, these people are supposed to be so smart. Like, what happens in the end? And then the foolish idiots who go along with it, the college professors and so on, those people who think that they're on the right side of history when they're on the wrong side of history, those people, okay, those people are going to be the first ones to get destroyed. So, that's the useful idiot class that continues propagating these ideas. And at the end of the day, they're just going to be destroyed. I mean, they're foolish. Anyways, stop trying to make sense of stupid. Well, what am I supposed to do, man? Immortal Legend says they serve Satan and only act in his image. They only want to see destruction. Yeah, but they do at the end, Immortal Legend. I get what you're saying, but they do at the end want something out of it. They want their own power and control, but then they have nothing left. It seems bizarre. So I just try to understand it. I'm sorry if I try to understand it. Again, check out my sponsor, Midas Gold Group, MidasGoldGroup.com, or text Lumberjack to 232425 to receive free silver with a qualifying order. Get your gold and silver there. We got another super here, Joe Miller. Thanks for that super sticker. I try and like roadmap this out years down the road, and none of it makes sense to me. Even if I was in their shoes. So anyhow, also do go check out my pillow right now. You do get the free travel pillow with God. All things are possible. Okay, that free travel pillow is automatically loaded into your cart when you use promo code Lumberjack, or go to mypillow.com/Lumberjack. They will also give it if you call them, which is my preferred way of ordering. I just placed an order with MyPillow. It's 800-568-2865. Still a lot of those great deals from the extravaganza going on. The $9.50 slide sandals are still there, people. It's right on the Lumberjack homepage. That's a ridiculous deal, okay? Go over and get yourself some of those before they're gone, because there's limited quantity. It was just a misorder thing is why they're so cheap. So selling them at a loss, you just got to clear those out of there. Well, actually, the company sold them at a loss to him because they made the wrong ones, if this makes any sense. Anyways, he was on the show and explained it all. Some of the useful idiots are waking up, though. That's true, they are. My hope is that everybody wakes up. But again, our hope, people, is a revival. That's all we've got. A political solution will not solve this long term, because the hearts of us, the American people, are corrupted. So we can look right back to locally and take it as local as you can get it, and ask God to search your own heart and look inside and find out where you can improve, and be humble enough to accept what he says. We've just got to improve ourselves, our situations, and we have to have a revival in our own hearts. And once enough of us have a revival in our hearts, okay, that's going to go on from there to other people. So, yeah, I saw somebody talking about Kristi Noem again. Yeah, it's so ridiculous. I'm so tired of the Noem bashers, all over this dog thing. I mean, when they're not upset enough about abortions, when they're not upset at, 60 million dead babies, and they're getting all worked up about Kristi Noem. Anyways, thanks so much for listening, folks. We'll see you on the next episode. And right, go back and check the upload I did today. And I've got another one coming out on Mitch McConnell that'll be hot. All right. See you on the next one. Peace out.